let's get to that big conversation. There's been some level of advocacy for not judicial this time, local government autonomy. And there's been for and against this argument, depending on who you're listening to. But a lot of people feel that the local government authorities have been literally brought to close to nothing by the states. And so that is the conversation we're having. And you saw the statement by the Attorney General of the Federation. As a matter of fact, the federal government has sued state governors over this issue, bordering on a couple of issues. Others asking the Supreme Court to say, look, governors cannot just unilaterally decide to remove local government chairmen. In fact, we want to pay allocation directly to the local government. So all of that is the conversation we want to have on the program. I've been joined by the President General of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Comrade Olatunji Ambali, joins us via Zoom. Comrade, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, and happy Children's Day and Democracy Day in Nigeria.
I'm sure all okay, one is in future, one is in arrears. So we're in between, we're caught in between. Children's Day was yesterday, Democracy Day is June 12th, by the way. Tomorrow is Inauguration Day, but it's fine. But it's okay. But let's get to the crux of the matter. I just want to get your first reaction when you heard about the federal government suing the states over local governments, which I suppose would be great news for you. How did you internalize that issue?
Well, thank you very much. To us, it was a welcome development. We are excited, and for the first time, we have seen a president and a regime that show political will and courage to fix Nigeria. Because without fixing the grassroots, there is no way you can fix the nation. So immediately we had that, we salute the courage of the current federal government, and also we were able to come to terms that this government really is aiming at addressing corruption at the top tier of government, is aiming to address the infrastructural gap at the local government level, and is also ready to ensure that the living standard of grassroots people is increased. We appreciate Mr. President, and we are ready to partner with him and his government. In fact, we indicated interest to join the suit, because whatever becomes the outcome of that trial will have either positive or negative impact on local government workers throughout the country.
Comrade Ambali, let me get your thoughts on this. Knowing full well that it's a legal matter constitutionally when you consider what the provision of the law says about the joint accounts. That's on the one hand. And on the other hand, there had been a suit prior to this time that I believe the governors lost, the NFIU. What do you anticipate the reactions of the governors would be to this suit instituted by the federal government against local government autonomy? Against them on local government autonomy?
Thank you. We them to fight with an edge because they are the beneficiary of this corrupt approach and corrupt process. So that is expected. Even at the NFIU, when NULGE joined the suit, we were a party to that suit at the lower court and even at the Court of Appeal. They fought tooth and nail to stop it, but at the end of the day, judgment was delivered in favor of the defendant, which was NFIU and NULGE. So we believe they will also fight. But you see, issues of legal interpretation, especially on constitutional matters, is left at on the shoulder of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And we believe that even saying that it's a legal matter, we were at the conference yesterday when the Attorney General and son, Baba Awomolo, and all of them were there, Professor Sage, most of them were there, and they were looking at this critical issue. We realized that the concern is clear about autonomy of local government, but it has been implemented in breach. For example, Section 7.1 clearly stipulated that there shall be a democratically elected political leadership and local government. As of today, 17 states operate using unknown leadership at local government level. That is, sole administrator, so at times they appoint overseers, if it's the church, and some appoint caretakers to pay way for this corrupt political leaders to continue to prefer, divert, misappropriate local government fund at the detriment of Nigerian people. So even under Section 162, it's clearly stipulated under subsection 5 that the National Assembly shall prescribe how allocation to local government is administered. But because National Assembly has overlooked that function, at the forum yesterday, that was brought to fore and it was debated. What Section 162 said on JAC is that you can only appropriate the revenue that is collected at the state level. You can appropriate joint federal allocation that has been appropriated at the national level, because there are items and indices that clearly shows how state and local government allocation will be calculated. So we legally yesterday, that was trashed. And again, when you look at the issue of this constitution, fourth schedule of the constitution, clearly stipulated the collectibles by local government, like advertisement rate that the state government are now illegally using the instrumentality of state house of assembly to legislate against the constitution by seizing and by putting up all these illegal bodies like the signage agency, like park and garages. All these are clearly the functions and collectible by local government. As a now revenue collection, refuse collection is a function of local government. Conduct of marriage at the registry is a function of local government. But what we have realized is that apart from forcefully seizing and diverting local government federal allocation, they have also gone to an extent of diverting and seizing IGR collected by local government. The issue becomes more worrisome. In some states, it is the local government that is paying primary school and secondary school teachers' salary. Again, the Supreme Court judgment of 2002 that clearly stipulated that local government shall only participate in funding of primary education. Can you participate within yourself alone? It shows there must be parties to be involved. So all these expenditures were put squarely on the shoulder of local government. That is why local government has been crippled, it has been raped, it has become incompetent to deliver the expectation of the people. And that is why we are having insecurity, we are having poverty in the land, right. We are having hopelessness, and we are having political exclusion of the grassroots.
So it's quite curious, the situation we find ourselves. So the Constitution has been said to be quite clear on the autonomy of local government. But we saw the previous administration come up with the NFIU guidelines, and we saw the move by governors regarding that. So that essentially fell through. We're seeing this again, and it's sort of like deja vu, because a former president literally did something similar. Nothing came out of it really. It was status quo. In fact, some would say it may have even gotten worse. The hold was getting worse. But this is my confusion this morning, and help me out. So if the federal government is suing the state governors, majority of them are in the same party with the current president. I don't know, it doesn't look right, it doesn't sound right. And do you really see anything coming out of this different from what we have seen in the past, if they cannot actually resolve this within the party and say, well, this is who we are progressives of sorts, let us sort this out, at least be the example for others to follow?
Well, thank you very much. It is not an issue that can be solved politically. And let's give kudos to Mr. President. I believe in rule of law and justice. The best way to iron this out is what the presidency has done, using the Attorney General to file a suit for judicial interpretation of the provision of the Constitution, because it's a kind of disagreement between two tiers of government, the federal and the state. And one is interpreting our power to continue to appropriate and divert local government funds. The other one that is directly in charge of the federation account is saying, no, this money you are holding it in transit. Joint account allocation committee should not be a transactional account. So what we are seeing now, the spirit of the law is to create a basket where pool of funds will be put for the distribution to local government. But instead of doing that, what the state governors are doing is to collect the money to that pool and take it away outrightly. Some will credit local government account by money in the afternoon. The local government are not signatories to that account. They put it in the account created by the state and withdraw the money. So no local government in Nigeria has access to 50% of our monthly allocation.
Which of the states are currently practicing that?
The political leaders in local government.
Sorry. Pardon me. I think it's important to call names or call these states out. Are you aware of any state currently doing that right now, crediting and withdrawing?
I am aware 2 states stand above others. 2 states are the one complying mutandis with the provision of the constitution. Ekiti.
Oh, just when he was about to mention the state, I think it's important to speak to these issues and let Nigerians, or at least the people at the grassroots, know what is going on. Because one of the vital questions...
local government allocations to local government. All others.
So what is the second state? Ekiti, and which... Yeah, you were going to mention 2 states, Ekiti and which other one?
I've mentioned 3. I said Rivers joined, Jigawa is one of them, and Ekiti. All others.
So these are the states you say are complying, right?
Yes, that stand above board.
All right, Comrade Ambali, if you look at the provision of 162 that you cited, this Siamese twin situation that was provided in Section 6, above and beyond those sections is a difficult one. I don't know how the federal government is going to approach this, because this perhaps is a premise for where they are standing. I'm talking about the governors. So if you look at subsection 5 of that 162, it says the amount standing to credit to local government in the federation account shall be allocated to the state for the benefit of their local government councils on such terms and in manner as may be prescribed by the National Assembly. That's in subsection 5. If you go to subsection 7, it says each state shall pay local government council, subsection 8 I should say, the amount standing to credit to local government councils of the state shall be distributed among the local government councils of that state on such terms and in such manner as may be prescribed by the House of Assembly. So are they doing anything illegal based on this provision that I've just read?
You see, what they are doing is illegal. That law does not say they have to spend the money or remove a dime out of that money. That is the area of concern. Instead of distributing it to local government accordingly, they are diverting the money. And I am able to say that whoever wants to controvert this should come on. We were at Ibadan when the Conference of Speakers and NULGE and representative of governors met. Some of them were saying that the local government is not financially capable of meeting their day-to-day obligation. But we came out with facts. We were using 24 states as base of comparative analysis. At the end of the day, even on your state that was represented there, we ask a question. In August 2022, you took, on behalf of states, on behalf of local government, about 7 billion. The wage bill of teachers and local government workers are just about 3.2 billion. What happened to the rest?
Okay, Comrade Ambali, knowing again...
We came out with very good data to show what is happening. Unfortunately, there is conspiracy by the Federal Account Allocation Committee too, because in the past, whatever they give to the credit of local government are published on their website and published in national dailies. But unfortunately nowadays, you hardly see it unless you go to Federal Office of Bureau of Statistics to get
Comrade
it.
Ambali, we're totally out of time. I understand. We hope that whatever reforms and constitutional amendment is being sorted by the State National Assembly will factor in some of these things. Comrade Olatunji Ambali is the President General of National Union of Local Government Employees, joined us via Zoom. Thank you for coming on the program.
My pleasure. Thank you. Let's fix local government. Let's fix Nigeria. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you the softer side of the conversation. Join us again.